Hi guys, how's it going? How's it going, guys? I am hoping that the internet, guys, remains stable and don't let me down tonight. How y'all doing? As you come in, please share the live. Là, entrez, partagez live là. Comment nous y? Salut, salut tout le monde. Sorti dans belle ville au Cap. Salut tout le monde. Comment nous y? How's it going, everybody? From Cap Haitian, guys. As you come in, those that will be watching during the live, and I want to encourage those that is going to watch after the live, guys. So please like, share. That way, guys, we can become friendly with the algorithm and they will recommend this channel to more and more people. So tonight, guys, we're going to be in Haiti, but we're going to step away from Haiti for a minute. One subject I've been wanting to talk about, and I have not, but today I'm encouraged to do so, and you will see why from the videos that I will share with you guys. So there's a lot happening, guys, with the US dollar. A lot happening with the US dollar. I was under the impression it was just Haiti, but it is not just Haiti, it is all over the world. There is some type of concern with the US dollar. So today, guys, a YouTuber that I follow, because I follow, people all over Jamaica in the house, Africa. And I follow a young lady by the name of Ashley in Africa. So if you have yet to check out her channel, si ou poko tande de Chanel Ashley en Afrika, mwen ap ankouraje ou pou pase gade Chanel la si ou parle anglais paske tout bagay li yo net se en anglais, All of her content, guys, is all in English. However, I believe as Black people, we are one. We all are one, period. But I don't think there is any difference in us. And I pay a lot of attention, especially to what's going on across the world with people that pretty much look like us. She dropped the upload today, guys, sharing about the Kenyan president making a decision to dollarize his country. And I'm going to share the upload. I'm going to share the video with you guys. I have 15 that's watching. I want to ask that you please share the live, guys. Let's get more people watching. And you guys, let me know what you guys think in reference to this with Haiti. And I'm going to take you somewhere else too. And I will also share, I'm going to invite a few of my peoples, guys. So I'm going to share the link to the live so that if you would like to join me on this live, and if you have something that you'd like to share, guys, you are welcome to the live. Let me give a shout out to a few people before playing the video. Mr. Jackson says, hello, Marie and the Life in Haiti family. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. I am first in the chat. Yes, you are. How's it going, Mr. Jackson? Ernest still say hello, Mr. Ernest. How's it going? Mr. Jackson, thank you so very much for starting the night out with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. So guys, let me share so that I can put you guys in the loop. I'm gonna share one video first.
De-dollarization has started here on the continent of Africa. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the financial market infrastructure that has been created, announced by the Kenyan president, that African countries are already using. My name is Ashley. On this channel, Ashley in Africa, I talk about my experience of living and doing business here on the continent of Africa. I help 6 and 7-figure entrepreneurs who are struggling to find credible talent and information for doing business here on the continent of Africa so that they can feel safe about their investments, they can feel confident about market opportunities for their business, and they can ultimately achieve a positive ROI on their business and investments here on the continent of Africa. So if that sounds interesting to you, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and sign up for my email list below so that you can get updates on the things that I'm sharing about this before I post them here on YouTube. So Kenya's president has revealed this new platform that essentially plans to destroy the hold that the US has had on Africa for centuries by using the US dollar for the global reserve currency for trade. You know, with the current steepest rise in history of the US interest rates for the US dollar, foreign countries are having to trade in the dollar and they're struggling to access dollars and settle debts while America is just printing its money, right? So, with a focus on intra and extra continental trade for the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, Africa is doing something about it. And I love it. And I love to hear this. And I am so excited. And when I heard this speech from Kenya's president, I looked up this process and it's already in motion. And there are countries that are already using this infrastructure. So if this content is helpful and sounds interesting to you, please be sure to like it and share it with someone who would find value in it. So I'm also going to link that speech below where you can see Kenya's president talking about this, announcing this infrastructure and sharing it with the community and the leaders that attended the Africa Continental Free Trade Area meeting in Nairobi. I don't know, I think it was.
I'm back to the screen. So, guys, I am back. I'm back. So, okay. I have somebody that's in the back waiting. Give me 1 second, please, and I will be there to grab you and bring you on. But before we get it started, guys, I want to play another video.
Why are we bringing dollars in the middle of our trade?
Welcome to Candid Africa, truthful, unapologetic.
Let me say this. I think it is important for the trade ministers who are here. We are all struggling, and all our businessmen are struggling, and our traders are struggling to make payment for goods and services from one country to another because of differences in currencies. And in the middle of all this, we are all subjected to a dollar environment. Kenyans want to pay for Tanzanian goods in dollars. Tanzania wants to pay for DRC goods in dollars. Egypt wants to pay. Why are we bringing dollars in the middle of our trade? This is the question we should be asking ourselves. And in the process, all our business people are stranded. Egypt cannot pay for our tea because they are looking for dollars. We cannot pay for their sugar because we are also looking for dollars. You know? And this is I had a conversation with President Orama of the Afri-Exim Bank, and they have built a mechanism where all our traders can trade in the local currency, and we leave it to the Africa Exim Bank to settle all the payments in local currency. We do not have to look for dollars. Our businessmen, our business people, our traders will concentrate on moving goods and services and leave the arduous task of currencies to Afri-Exim Bank.
So, guys, hold on a second. I'm back. I'm back, guys. Guys. uh, guys, I apologize too about the rain in the back. But I brought this up because mwen jwe video sa en premier parce que en Haïti, nous te dit que le gouvernement Haïti te annoncé un bagay même jan. Kote nou pa utiliser dollar dans le pays et nous a fait tout bagay en good. Pour moun mwen yo qui a suivi, ou ka commenter ou ka parler, dis-moi ça ou pensez. L'Afrique, Kenya ap deye pour yo faire même décision que Haiti te fait. So basically, Kenyan president have made a similar decision, similar to what the Haitian government have made in the previous year. I know many of you guys that have family, friends, or who even donate to organizations, you know the difficulties to receive US dollars in Haiti. And de-dollarizing the country, people were under the impression that it would be a good thing. Tout moun te pense que moi-même dans un sens moi te pense li ta un bon bagay si que nous utiliser l'argent good là parce que c'est Haïti nous et good là li supposé gagner une valeur. But guys, what we are seeing is a whole different game. That even though the government put it where the good have value, but business is still done in US dollars. As you heard in the video that I mentioned, that companies have problems, even trading, or consumers like myself have problems with buying from certain people or certain companies in Haiti, because when they say something is for $20, you assuming that that $20 is 20 Haitian dollars, but it is not. It is 20 US dollars. And that 20 US dollars, if we go a little bit further, guys, can be somewhat difficult to get because of how the banking system operates in Haiti. As you can see in the thumbnail, I put about US dollar being the value decreasing. And I hope that you guys that are knowledgeable or that have maybe felt that you can come in and speak about it, because I have shared the link. But living in Haiti, we have felt the fluctuation of the US dollar that is constantly going up and down, up and down. How does that hurt us and even people that are in business in Haiti? Because sometimes I think when we speak with Haitians, we think that every businessman is a bad person in a way, right? And that is not true. When the money is the way that it is, okay, it makes it that now a US dollar is constantly fluctuating. So let's say today a US dollar is to $1 to, let's say, 140 good. Things all start going up. Puis tout bagay monte nan pays, okay? Parce que kounya dollar vin go 140 good, tout bagay monte. So everything goes up. But then they are well aware of the situation with the US dollar. And tomorrow you wake up, they tell you the US dollar now is to a rate of 130 good. And because that happens so often in our country, people who are in business, merchants, continue to keep their price at the same rate as it was, which is 140 good to a dollar US dollar. That is something that we don't talk about enough. Nous pas parler de ça souvent parce que moi ouais que ça a un gros effet sur haïtien et c'est ça que fait tout ouais un pile mon Haïti toujours a dit que la vie vient vraiment chère, la vie vient chère et c'est vrai la vie chère. Mais là on regarde ça qui a passé les que n'a dit dollar US a perdu valeur, c'est nan même nous même nan qui paye pour lui. So as the US dollars loses its values, it is us in countries like Africa and countries that are third world countries, it is us that continues to pay for it. So now we have it where a lot of countries are moving away from using the dollar and using their own currency. So guys, let me share the link again. And for, I will be backstage to get you in a minute. I've shared the link, partage link là, so si vous voulez venir, vous pouvez venir. Et partage live là. Please share the live, guys. Please share the live. It is hot, guys. Tellement chaud côté miel. Et la fait la pluie, m'a souhaité la pluie. The rain, guys, like bring it down some. Marie Xavier says, good evening, Marie. I hope you're doing well. I want to tell you, God has you where he wants you to be. Be strong and courageous. God bless. Good night. Thank you, Marie. Thank you so much. God bless you too. More Fortune says, do Haiti have a local mobile money app like Cash App? Yes, it is called Mon Cash or Not Cash. Nou gen un bagay localement que nou ka voye l'argent by yon ak lot. We en Haiti. Li rele Mon Cash et li rele Not Cash. To answer that so that you will get an understanding, you have two phone companies in Haiti that really, I wouldn't even say prominent. They're the only two that deals with phone service. That's Digicel and Natcom. And through Digicel, they have it where you can even send funds to a family member internationally, and it will go direct into their account here as long as it is enlarged. And to enlarge it, first they have to go into the main bureau, let Natcom or Digicel know they would like their account enlarged. It must be enlarged to receive international transfers. However, guys, since we're speaking on money, comme n'a parlé de l'argent, m'a dit nou bagay parce que I'm a person, guys, I try to like study things, especially living in Haiti and trying to understand the game in Haiti. If you have to get some funds to someone in Haiti as an emergency, of course, yes, do so. However, I myself do not like using Mon Cash internationally because now there is a whole nother form of monopoly there. And I don't want to confuse you of how that works, because I'm going to be quick so you guys can get an understanding, because diasporas, you guys are the main ones that make Haiti move. And you guys are one of the main ones that is used also as far as the economy in Haiti. So let's say internationally, have anybody done international transfers into Mon Cash? Est-ce que m'gon moun ki voye Mon Cash international? Gen moun ki voye, one of my viewers, let me know, guys. And where it's so through Prism Transfer, right? Prism Transfer. Compagnie relè Prism. So Prism transfers, guys, allow you to send funds directly and instantly to your family member in Haiti if the account is enlarged, right? But what happens there is the rate that is set as far as the conversion rate. A lot of the times, all the time, they have their conversion rate very low. Mhm. Let's say if the conversion rate at its highest will be 145, if you look, they're giving it to you for about 132, 130. So that instantly takes a bulk of that $100. Let's just use as an example away from the person you're transferring the money to. Not only that, they will charge you a fee for transfer sending it through their services. Once you get to Haiti again, Moncash have the right to set their own tax of the day. And it's a whole nother madness, right? So this US money, guys, we know the greenback is king, but it is also king on the backs of many poor people in a country where $100 should very well have a value of $100. And I say that because and people say that's not business, Marie, but for me, you work hard for your money. And if you're sending $100 somewhere to Haiti, especially, that person should be able to get $100. If you deposit it now into the account, that's a whole nother subject, because now the banks, I'm not a millionaire, y'all know that, but if you have millions in the bank, unless you just know people that know people, they are telling everyone which walks in the bank, hey, you have a limit of $200. We're going to limit $200 simplement. But you can go to every bank in Haiti and remove $200. Now, the line in this bank is just, but yes, guys, there is Moncash internationally. However, using Moncash domestically within Haiti, once your family have money, like I'm sending someone a Moncash in Haiti, those fees does not apply to people in Haiti. And even though they do have a transfer fee, it is a lot cheaper domestically. So I would say, guys, try and get your family members to get a bank account when transferring funds to Haiti so that you can deposit it into the bank, or do a transfer if they, and be mindful too, because if what they are buying is purchased in US dollars, and let's say if I tell you I'm buying something in US for, let's say, $25, and you think, well, I'm about to send you $25 through MoneyGram or Western Union, and it's cash pickup. By the time you receive that $25, it is probably worth $20, and you would have to pay about another $10 to go out and purchase $25 with it to be able to have 20. I don't know, guys. Did you guys understand? Let me know. Thank you for asking, More Fortune. Mr. Jackson says, Marie, I will wait to see where you are going before I comment. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. How's it going? Jessica says, hey, hello, Jessica. How's it going? Mr. Seal, hello, everyone. Hello, how's it going, Mr. Seal? Jessica says they need to have their own money and give it value, because, Marie, a lot of people don't understand the US dollar is going down and has already lost a lot of value. Wow. Mm-hmm. Here I am. Guest backstage. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. How's it going? Thank you for joining.
Oh, well, it was a pleasure to be here. I'm always here to help and give knowledge.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and thank you too for coming on. I'm allowing you to come on because I'm sure by now we know your face when I saw your name. So, what do you think of the U.S. dollars losing its values? Shall I ask?
Well,
And-
let me just make comment first, and then I'll go into that about the
Okay.
transfers of money and all that. One thing
Okay.
people don't, I don't think a lot of people don't realize is that when you transfer money out from the U.S. or any other country into that country, the government that this is basically when it deals with countries like Haiti or Ghana, which I know very well how it works there. These countries that don't have a tax base, this is the way they collect their revenue to run the government because it's a guarantee they know they're going to get it. So, if I'll give you an example, if I call to Haiti using my app through Boz, I have an app called Boz. I can I could buy time to call, basically anywhere around the world. Well, every country is going to have their rate per minute. If I call Haiti off of that, it costs me about 31 cents a minute. Now I could call literally next door to the Dominican Republic on the same island for about 10 cents. Well, the question is, where's that 21 cents go? That goes to the government. That's pretty much what it is. That's a way for the government to collect revenue to run the country. They do it through the phone. They do it through the money transfers. They do it through the customs when you ship in stuff. Those are areas that they have access to that they know they're going to get their money. It isn't going around having a tax man going around to stores and saying, "Hey, did you pay your sales tax this month or anything?" In most of those countries, it really doesn't exist. The only companies that pay taxes in these third world countries are usually like the big like hotels, like the Hilton, or some big conglomerate that might be located there. Outside of that, very few people pay taxes. So, just to give you just a little bit of basic knowledge on that. Okay, so what we talk about the U.S. dollar, going down in value, right? Okay. All right. Give me about 2 minutes here so I can give a little history lesson and how this is all working, how it's all playing out. Once upon a
Okay.
time, back in 1971, uh, the U.S. went off of the gold standard. That was under President Richard Nixon. Okay. It used to be prior to that, the dollar had to be backed up dollar for dollar of the value of what gold was at that time. Okay. And Nixon took it off of that. Uh, I forget what the real reason why, but anyways, he took it off of the value of the gold standard, and it was just the good faith of the United States government to pay back any debts. In other words, the United States has always been a powerful country. We've been the big player on the planet, and then and obviously the politics, at the time they said, yeah, we can disinsure it by our good faith. Well, as time goes on, I don't think people realize this. The dollar has been going down in value since that point. It was going down before, but it was really going down accelerated after 1971. And I'll give you an example. If you go out and you get a raise of, let's say you get a big fat raise of 5%, okay, at your job. The 5% is fine. It seems good on the surface. But if the items of what you buy, let's just say everything else increases by 7%, your gas goes up by 70%, your rent goes up by 7%, your food, everything else, you just lost 2% of buying power that's gone into play. So what's happened is over the years, we've had to work harder and harder just to maintain the same status because of that. The raises that we get here in employment will never outpace inflation. Very rarely it does. So we're not having it's what your net wage gain is what's important. So that for internally within the country, that's one thing you have to look at. Now, as far as on the international stage, now Kenya has a little bit of a motive to do. I didn't see the whole video. I'm going to fill in the blanks, and I'm going to say that they're going to get their money backed at some point by China instead of the United States. China's trying to make a move here around the world. And what they're doing is they're going to these other countries and they're trying to say, hey, you don't need to trade in US dollars. You can trade in our currency. Okay. Um, And that may work with some very poor countries. But Kenya, and I'm just going to put this out there, Kenya has borrowed a lot of money from China. They did a lot of projects in Kenya. They basically, Kenya has defaulted, I think, from my understanding is correct. I'm going off memory. Default, I think they put a new high speed rail in Kenya, and that was built by China over loans and everything. And I think they've defaulted on that. But China, when you sign an agreement with China, uh, their terms are very, very strict, and they want their money. And so what they do is they build a lot of defaults in their agreements where they're going to take over land or resources in the country. And if my memory serves me straight, they have a control over a port in Kenya, a shipping port. If they defaulted on the loan, and they did. So China's going to get their money one way or the other. So sometimes there's an alternative motive because China wants to get as many countries as they can to get away from using the U.S. dollar. But the only problem with the whole thing is that the United States has had a reputation for dependency, and China obviously. China's very secretive, so you're only going by the faith of what China is, and I don't know many people would have a lot of faith in China, being honest. I mean, not say the United States is, but you're talking about an authoritarian type government. So, but but a lot of these poor countries like Kenya have, they're kind of being pushed into this situation out there. Now, as far as the U.S. dollar going down, the reason it's been going down is because of what I just said earlier. But the other part of this puzzle is we as Americans, whoever the American viewers are, we're overspending. The government's overspending. Everybody wants something for free. They want free medical, free this, free that. And, they're out there spending their money on things they don't need to. The 75-inch screen TV, the new car so they can show off to everybody, look what I got. They're spending money on stuff that they don't need. And what's happened is the government's kind of filled in the blanks. They don't want their taxes raised. So what the government does is they turn around and they issue out debt to other countries to buy. And what's happening over the years, we print money obviously, and we sell that debt to other countries. And this is what's happened over the years. This isn't just happened last week or last year, and it's not really so much political because both parties are guilty of this. All they're trying to do is at the politicians level is get reelected. Long as they can, as long as the people don't feel the impact directly in their own families, they don't see it as being of importance. But things are coming around now where people are actually starting to be impacted, and you notice that over the last 20 years, 30 years, people are working 2 jobs. If you Google it, go back in history, go back to 1950. How many people worked 2 jobs back in 1950? It used to be a household, the husband and wife, and primarily the man worked, and that one income paid for the house, paid for the take care of the family, paid for a car and everything else because the value of the dollar was more, and it went farther. When you got a 5% raise in 1950, most of that 5% was actually a 5% raise. Your standard of living went up. Today's world, it just isn't happening. So people have to work second jobs. Both the husband and wife have to work, or your significant other, and it's just and even after that, people are not getting ahead. They're barely keeping their head above water. So that's basically what it is at the end of the day when you look at the big picture of what's going on with the devaluation of the U.S. dollar. And I advise anybody.
I have a question for you. So I want you to kind of pause a little bit so I can ask questions and so the audience can ask also. I mean, you pretty much well knowledge about this type of subject, so I want to thank you again for coming on. Do you think that removing the US dollar from Haiti, let's say as an example, would stabilize the living condition for Haitians that probably cannot have access easily to US dollars?
Well, it has to be replaced with another currency to back it, because a lot of countries, even if the country's doing trade with a different country, let's just say Haiti does business with South Korea. South Korea is not going to be too accepting of just Haitian good to be paid for goods and services, because of the stability of the government and the stability of the currency. That's why a lot of countries ask for U.S. dollars, because that is the most stable currency in the world. I mean, we could talk about what's going on and some of the stuff we hear in the news and everything. That there's sick children in the room. It's just that here in the U.S. we're the least sickest out of all the other children, that being the other countries. So it isn't like one country could just say, like, oh well, we're going to pay in our own currency for goods and services from another country. It's only as good as what the other country is willing to accept. And in reality, a lot of them are not going to accept, the Haitian good, or let's say the Dominican peso. A lot of these countries, they're just not. Everybody's comfortable with the U.S. dollar, despite everything that you see and all the noise and everything. But that's not to take away it has been devalued. Yes, it has. But what is the alternative? There's really no alternative here in the short run, but in the long run, the United States doesn't get their act together and get the debt under control, and the spending and all that, and the wasteful stuff that you see. And I worked in the state government here at my state. I seen plenty of waste at the federal level. It's just a microcosm here in my state here in Ohio. The federal government wastes money beyond what you could ever believe. And until all these things are dealt with, this is what we're continuing down a destructive path.
So let me ask, if the American dollar is, let's say, king in the bunch, why is it so hard for countries all over the world to get access to? Because that's a huge problem in Haiti for merchant as well as consumers.
Well, they have access to the dollars, but at what price? That's the key. So there's physical dollars. Some of these countries have a lot of physical dollars in them, and they can help stabilize. Well, let's just use an example: Dominican Republic. And I'll just go down this path for 1 minute here. You have a lot of people, expats, that are living there, right? You have a lot of people, including myself, that actually open up a bank account there in that country. And you can open up a dollar account or a peso account or what have you. There's a lot of U.S. dollars floating around down there, because you have a lot of Americans that are visiting and or living there. And they're bringing in those U.S. dollars, physical dollars, into the country that are circulating. In other words, when you go there, some guys will take money with them. Let's just say take $2,000, okay, which I've done it myself when I visited. I go to the exchange place. I give them, usually they're in hundreds, and I exchange some of the money for the local currency, right? Well, $100 pretty much stays in that country. They don't have an armored plane flying those U.S. dollars back to the States. That money's pretty much staying there. So, and then we're being given pesos to pay for everything. So the more U.S. dollars that a country holds, physical dollars, that's more of a that helps more stabilize their own currency. And you can tell by the exchange rate in the Dominican Republic. The exchange of dollar now is like 54 to 1. When I was there, it was like 58. But as more people have come in and they're bringing money in, it's stabilizing their currency. Haiti doesn't obviously have a lot of expats that live there, and there's not a lot of U.S. dollars physically coming in. So that creates a little bit of a quagmire. Ghana's another country. They don't have a lot of U.S. dollars coming in into the country. There might be some people fly from the States, to go there, then take money, physical money, but they just don't have the tourism. You can almost look at it and say, show me a country doesn't have tourism, it's a poor country. Then I'll show you a country doesn't have a lot of physical U.S. dollars. Haiti's one, Ghana's another. You just look at it. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm listening. I can
Oh,
hear you.
No, I just made my point. You know, I recommend everybody, if you're really interested in some of these topics, there's a YouTube channel. His name is Peter Schiff. He's got a lot of good information on this topic. You know, now he's going to advocate to buy gold, which I am an advocate to a certain extent. But you know, to hedge yourself with gold or silver. And what that is basically, just quickly go over it. I have some silver myself. Basically, what that does is hedge against inflation. So when inflation goes up, the value of that gold and silver theoretically goes up in value along with the actual price when you convert. You don't make money off gold; it just holds value. It beats inflation. That's why a lot of people hold gold. Most of so, but he has a lot of good information on the subject.
Wow, thank you for sharing. Cash Pose says, but in Haiti, the money goes in the politicians' pockets. I'm guessing when you spoke on the people, I guess the exchange rate being that high or however it is because people are not paying taxes. And that is one thing that people think that Haitians do not pay taxes. Well, let me tell you, Haitian people, they do have to pay taxes, and we do. But it seems as if the people of Haiti doesn't pay taxes because it doesn't matter how big or how little you pay, you just don't see a change and see where that money is going. Thank you so much, Cash Pose. Thank you. Genio Lamy says hello, hello, Genio. How's it going? Arlene, please smash up the thumbs up, guys. Please smash the thumbs up. Share the live, guys. Share the live. Mac and Dog gave you a compliment and said this is an expert, obviously 100. Thank you, Arlene, for the love. Thank you. Remember, you can support LIH via Cash App, Danny0529. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Arlene. Guyanese Doll says the Middle East and some parts of Africa trying to get rid of the USD. Good luck with that. If that's the case, why have embassies in that country and tourism would die? I'm going to say something on that, Stallion, and then you can say something. I pretty much felt similar watching that and I was reading some of the comments and a lot of people was in agreement with it. But living in Haiti and having the same thing happen in Haiti, I'm not sure what it's like, what the environment or boots on the ground is like there in Kenya. And as Stallion mentioned, they have China backing them up or with all that. But we know in Haiti, we do not have all of that backup because it is still supposed to be when a transfer come in or when we do money exchange, it has to be done in good per the government, right? However, guys, that has not remained stable. That has not worked because when you go in certain places and they give their pricing, that price remains in US dollars. How do you get dollars? That's one of the things to how our people in Haiti are expected to have access to dollars when from the top is supposed to be removed. Ki jan nou men nou suppose jwen dolar kote dolar pa suppose un bagay ki circule nan peyi. I think you've kind of answered some of that. Would you like to say something on that?
Which the last comment?
The Middle East and parts of Africa trying to get rid of the US dollar. Good luck with that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we haven't been. Well, let me just. I caught the last tail end of it. Embassies. The embassies are there, not because of this issue. The embassies are there to keep diplomatic relations, to work with these countries. And then you also have to understand that there's people that actually live in these other countries, from the host country. So, the embassy has different functions in there, but you know and that they say the person that operates is the ambassador. Well, the ambassador is the person that represents that country to the other country. So I mean, just think about a world where you didn't have any embassies, and there's miscommunication on anything from trade to military to anything else. You want somebody on the ground there, within the country, to have that embassy. So, having that keeps an open line of communication. The United States doesn't have an embassy in Iran. We they took over that embassy way back in 79 or 80. Yeah, the United States have been back there since. So, we don't know what's going on. We don't have any real relations with that country. And and you see how the outcome is right now. We've been adversaries for the most part for what, 40 something years. So embassies are a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yes, but we find it sometimes we are wondering as Haitians, I'm sure abroad and within Haiti, what is our Haitian ambassador doing? Because let's say we have an embassy in Dominican Republic and we constantly hear of the abuse of Haitians in the Dominican Republic, whether a lot of people want to admit it or not, right? Of course, a lot of Haitians live peacefully in Dominican Republic, and some may be willing to endure the abuse because of the fact that security is offered there. But what does our Haitian embassy does? I've asked when I went there, I was told by Haitians that even the Haitian embassy mistreats Haitians when they go there to have a certain complaint. I have talked to some Haitians off camera about this. Yes, every nation have their ambassador. I think one of the biggest issues with the U.S. ambassador and embassy is that it has its best interests at heart at everything. So in every country it's at, it is handling the things of the U.S. And when you look in countries like Haiti, where education doesn't match and money, they say Haiti is not a country with as much. You hear that the presence of the U.S. embassy have tolerated a lot of issues in our country. So yeah, you say it is for good to have an embassy, but can an embassy come into another country and take over?
Well, I mean, that isn't the function of what an embassy is. I mean, I'll give you an example. The embassies, there's Americans in the Dominican Republic that get themselves in trouble or some other stuff. It's an embarrassment to the host, to the country, like the United States in this case. And I know people have been in trouble in the DR. The U.S. embassy down in the capital, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it because, one, there's they can only have some limited help to them because you're still under a sovereign nation of what their laws are. Even though they might be backwards and not agreeable and all that, it's still a sovereign nation, whether it's the Dominican Republic, Haiti, anywhere else. So the U.S. embassy's real function isn't to, deal with issues of their citizens in that country. They're there a lot. Really, the main functions of an embassy is what I mentioned earlier. It may be there to update your passport. Let's just say you're an American that lives down in the DR. You need to get your passport updated, renewed. You could go to the embassy to do that. You might need certain documents for marrying somebody. That might go through the U.S. embassy. There's other things. It's not a help desk. for individuals that are coming in, to represent the country. That isn't what really their real function is down there. Now, the only thing is, I met a man in Ghana. He was under the last administration. He was an ambassador to Mali, which is a country to the north of Ghana in Africa. And he kind of basically said what I would already said, how it operates. Now, the only thing is, I said something I don't think he appreciated it, but I wasn't picking on him. We went to dinner together, and some other people. But a lot of these embassies, to be honest with you, they got a lot of lazy people in there around the world. It's kind of like if you're a U.S. citizen, you're working in an embassy in Dominican Republic or Costa Rica or something. Nobody's really watching the staff per se. I mean, they show up to work, but because it's outside the country, it's like a little kingdom outside the country from the central office, which would be the main office of the embassy here in the United States, whatever cabinet level it's under. So a lot of times you're going to see that in these other countries, and the United States is guilty of it. And of course, he wasn't going to admit it. He was under the last administration that was in Ghana. And he was up in Maui, and and then they're doing the same function there. His embassy is representing the country of Ghana. So, and there's Ghanaians that live in the country, and there's trade and stuff going on with that country as well. So you almost have to look at what the definition of an embassy is, what their core mission is in being in these countries.
1 second, Stallion. You cannot tell me that it is not a part of an embassy's duty to protect their citizens in their country. Because why I say that, and we're going to move forward, but you have to be realistic. As a U.S. citizen, if something happens to you in Haiti, the embassy will get involved. Why is it that if something happens to a Haitian, that the Haitian embassy cannot get involved? If it happens in Dominican Republic, if it happens in Jamaica, anywhere where there is a Haitian embassy. Because let's not forget, just my opinion, we're going to go into the audience, that wherever there is a U.S. embassy, a U.S. citizen cannot be mistreated without the embassy stepping in. I think that every nation nation ambassadors should have that same privilege to protect their citizens.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing, I'm just telling you from my own experience, people I know, the only thing that the embassy is going to do, and I'm going to use the Dominican Republic, and even Russell, Taylor Made Dreams, he's mentioned this before, and we've talked about it, personally. I know him personally. The embassy, the only thing the country's going to do is notify the embassy, hey, we got somebody from your country that's in one of our jails. They're just going to put them on notice. That's all they really do. Unless it's some high-profile case or something like that, they really don't. I'll be honest with you, they really don't get involved. They know about it. They may, advise a lawyer or something like that, or whatever it is whatever stuff that you're in. Mm-hmm. But you have to understand, again, you're in another country and on sovereign soil of their country. Now they might have gotten you, for some other crap that you shouldn't be in there for, and everybody knows it. But case in point, look at Russia. They had people they made up trumped up charges. The United States doesn't have that much pull. You see what happened. There's people sitting in prison over there.
We're not gonna go there but we're not gonna go there. Let's go to the audience. I don't mean to cut you off, okay? I hope you get to answer more, but let's go into the audience because I feel a certain way about that. But so I don't want you to get in too deep on that subject. Yoli says, "Thank you, sir. This is good information. I think President Jovenel made a big mistake when he did not do a partnership with China." Wow. So guys, please share the live and don't forget to like. Moun mwen yo ki ap suiv, pa bliye pou nou like et nou partager. Yoli Bruti said China will take something, but most of the time they give good results. More Fortune says China is in Jamaica doing major development. Hmm. Yes, they are. Guyana's doll says people trying to get to America, not China. That says a lot. Sabrina Sanders says, "Good evening, Marie. Keep up the good work." Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you. Guys, so if you have yet to give the live a like, I don't know if it's me on my screen. I'm showing there is 7 likes and I have 42 watching. So guys, if you have yet to give this video, this live a like, please do so. Those that are watching now and those that will be watching the replay. Yoli says that's why I go to Jamaica. Z1804 says, I wouldn't worry about it, Marie. It won't happen in our lifetime. The U.S. still have enough gold in the treasury to purchase brick dollars, just like these other countries will have to buy in. Wow. Diana's doll says, I'm surprised about Ghana. I went twice during the year of the return. Billions of USD was poured into the country from the diaspora. Yeah, but like Stallion mentioned, it could be a political move. Transition to Texas, the embassy will have dry limited involvement for U.S. citizens, and we have to reimburse them for many service they do render in an emergency for average citizens. Wow. Haitian Warrior King, how's it going? How's it going? Hello to the Queen of Haiti. Thank you so much. How's it going? Z says China does no partnership. They lend you money to come back and take more when you can't pay it back. Check the history. It's a trap. Mm. Transition to text says we are told to familiarize ourselves with and follow the laws of places we go before leaving the U.S. That's a warning that they aren't coming to our rescue. Wow. So, Stallion, one of the things, guys, I wanted to talk about is the latest upload before ending the live. On our recent upload in Walking in Cap Haitian, and this happened, guys, I came across a 42-year-old man there. Okay, video mwen lage an denye, pendant mwen tap mache au Cap, mwen renkontre avek un mesye ki gen 42 ans. Et puis, messieurs, ça, moun yo te vraiment want, ok? Et puis, yo pat vle vraiment caméra, c'est si c'est l'autre bon, nous connaissons jan bagay yo ye nan pays. You guys know how things are in Haiti. Our people at times do not like cameras. But that man humbly came. Messieurs, ça, li chache, et puis li vini, li mande eske nou mèm nou ka pala avel. He came and asked if we would speak to him because of the situation he is in. I released that upload, guys, and asked at the end if you guys will find it in your heart that we give this man a small business. And of course, guys, the funding that I am asking for, we would not just drop it off to him, okay? We definitely are gonna go out, and since I am out here with another supporter of Life in Haiti, we're gonna get to pretty much do a project together outside of the one we have planned here, and actually go and purchase the things which he would like to start his business with. I have one of my brothers that contacted me today and vouched $50. $50, guys. $50 towards helping that man to get a business. I want to ask too, while I'm live, I should have did a survey. Which projects, guys, do you guys enjoy the most? I want to start off and let you guys know that building is one of my favorite projects, guys. I believe that one of the greatest gifts you can give to somebody is a place where they will not be rained on. Because I remember when I came into Haiti, exactly where God had me. However, guys, from us doing certain projects, we continue to learn and we're growing. And I want people to appreciate, and a few of you guys share ideas. Apè nan nou tout jounen apre le mnap di mari, an nou fè sa, an nou fè sa, an nou fè sa. Let me know, guys, are you on board with giving people a business? Eske nou reme proje kote nou bay moun nan un business? Denye proje nou fek fè a, the last project we just did, believe me, guys, was a pretty nice project. It took time, but it was well worth the time. Li pran un ti tan pou nou planifiye, men mwen te kontan pou tan, paske pou apren, ou apren tout pou si la ou pal refè un bagay, gen de seri de bagay ou vin konen. So, guys, moun ou kap mwen yo ki ap suiv, mwen ap mande nou pou nou an nou sipote mesye sa nan Life in Haiti. Mwen deja gen yon moun ki kampe pou yo bay $50. We have one person, guys, that have stood up to give $50. And if each person, guys, would cash, if I have 100 people to cash up $1, then we will get $150, okay? I just want to say thank you, guys. I cannot repay you, but know that when we bless other people, God will repay you that $1 million and plus more, guys. Because a lot of the times, I was talking to one of my peoples today, I was saying how it's so much easier at times for women in Haiti to get assistance. But what we are seeing is a lot of the men have been deprived. One of the things that guy shared during the interview was that he chose not to do bad things. And many people in Cap Haitian chooses not to do bad things. These are the people, guys, that we should help. Those are the people, guys, that deserve that push, because I know there are people that are watching at home now saying that they cannot return into Haiti. They cannot do this because of the security level. But you do have young men, young women that decide to do the right thing. They are constantly pushed to the side and they are shunned. And the misery for them get worse and worse and worse. So when we give somebody a business, we grant them the opportunity to help themselves if they manage that and they continue with it. So I hope that you guys would please, I have 50 people watching right now. So if I can get $1 from 50 of you guys, and I'm guaranteed 50 more will watch this live, then guys, we will bring in $100 from this live to grant him that business, guys. And I would like to do that within a few days so that we can get that done and put a smile on that guy's face, guys. Stallion, well, I was going to share, Stallion, which one of my projects on Life in Haiti do you like?
Well, in my opinion, I think the most productive that you could actually see results with would be the agricultural projects. And of course, the reason why is because, you know, we have to create self-sufficiency. You know, handing somebody something is one thing. And I understand that helps them in the short run, but it doesn't, you know, but what happens a week later, a month later? If they, and I'm just going to go through this, my way of thinking. The agricultural projects, I think, are the best because if the people are able to grow their own food, they're able to sell some of that food to make money to expand their current project. And eventually, you know, they get enough acreage and enough food they sell, they can build their own home, buy uniforms for their kids to go to school. pay for school fees. And see, that's all the part of self-sufficiency. They're earning the money using the resources that are available there. And Haiti's got a lot of land. I mean, we've seen enough footage, not just from your channel, others. You have a lot of plush land there for growing, and you have high mountains where the elevation is cooler. You could grow all kinds of stuff. So I think dollar for dollar, pound for pound. I think that's the best thing. And in the short run, yes, the other projects are good. The building is good. School is good. They're all positive. If I had to pick one, that would be mine.
Yeah, wow. So Candice Daw says she agreed. Well, guys, you spoke on school. I want to also share, guys. School have closed, so we have closed down the GoFundMe. Feme GoFundMe, okay. Et puis, pour nous, ouais, qui côté nous parler, là, moi-même, moi, retourner. Moi, m'a fait nous tout changer, spécialement nous-mêmes qui déjà sponsor Timoun avec Life in Haiti, ok? Et déjà, gen moun qui a prelem pour Timoun yo parce que l'année passée, yo rive sous moi trop tard. Guys, I already have people, families that is calling about getting their child through the Life in Haiti program. So for you guys that had got in contact with me, I remember a few people asked to sponsor kids in the middle of the year. And I asked them that I told them that I would not receive fundings, but I would recevoir encore parce que moi fait back to school un seul fois par année. So en février, c'est là ça, ok? M'a fait flyers, tout bagay pour nous, tout cas, ouais, I would do flyers, guys, so that everyone will be able to see maybe certain schools because I know you see us up at Go There, but guys, we have kids that are sponsored even way. Nous gen ti moun ki la pleine, nous gen ti moun plaisir kote nan pays, okay? We have kids in several places in the country. So guys, please share Life in Haiti with others. I ask mande pou nou partager Life in Haiti avec l'autre monde. Moi ap mande ke tout pour plus Haitien, for more Haitian people, guys, to continue to support positive platforms, right? Not just platforms where we just all talks, but platforms where we actually make a difference. I believe platforms like myself that I watch, these are pretty much, I'm not going to say struggling, but it's a fight to constantly push that narrative to be positive and continue to make a change within Haiti. So I just want to tell you guys, if you were one that asked to sponsor a child last year, and I told you, please wait this year, guys, please get in contact with me. I want to ask that this start in July. I'm just giving out the message, guys. And I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much, those that did participate in donating and feeding the children up at GoDad. Most of all, guys, paying the teachers, moun ki te ede pou paye professeur yo tout. Mwen vle di nou gros merci avec tout moun et n'a souhaité que année ça que tout bagay marche bien propre et que bon Dieu bénisse nous tout pour que nous ka faire plus, nous continuer faire plus dans pays même que nous pas gros organisation mais nous est que ça qui pi gros yo moi-même c'est opinion pas bat moi yo fait pipiti. So juste parce que au petit pour moun qui a fait même bagay avec yo tout qui suivent pas décourager parce que ou gen doit petit mais on a fait gros bagay. Et c'est ça pour être non courage avec ça. So Stallion, is there anything that you'd like to say before we go? And I thank you again.
No, not really. I think we covered a lot of bases, a lot of good ground here. But knowledge is power. So the more we know, the better we can grow.
So that's true. Basically, it's pretty much how I feel. Yes, the US dollar, the value of it is going down, but in a way, that doesn't have an effect here in Haiti because the fluctuating of the US dollar, I believe, causes more misery in third world countries. But there's not much we can do to change that. Am I correct?
What, as far as the dollar goes?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
but the currencies, the currency like in Haiti. Haiti's not the only country that this problem is coming in. But there, when you have a fluctuation of the local currency up and down, see that to the other country, let's just say South Korea, they look at that instability where the currencies have big fluctuations, and that's part of the reason why they don't want to deal with the straight currency. The Kenyan president can say all he wants. If that currency is not stable, it's only the currency is only as good as what the strength of the government is, and the honesty and the integrity of the government. That's what it really comes down to. So my thing is I didn't see the whole video. I don't, but I know that there's something behind that. And it's kind of like the Wizard of Oz where you have the person behind the curtain. In this case, I think the curtain China. China has a lot of invest there in that country, and a lot of these other countries. And China, I'll say this again: China doesn't do anything for free. Trust me. China, I've read up and know enough about that country. Anything that they do that makes it look like they're doing something for the people, they're doing it for themselves. There's a big amount of money has to be paid back for any of these projects that are done in the country. They're not coming in there with open hands and saying, "Oh yeah, we want to help you guys and do this and this and this." No, they want paid tenfold back in return. And in their agreements, they always have clauses in there where they're taking land or resources or something else. Case in point, in Ghana, they're building railroad. Okay, in the country, they haven't had a railroad since the colonists left. And what railroad they did have after they left, they destroyed basically, except for a small part down in Accra. That a lot of that money's being funded by China. So Ghana has a lot of debt to China, and if Ghana doesn't pay back that debt, China's going to cash in. They're gonna go for their collateral, and I'm not sure what the collateral is, but I know it has something to do with the gold because there is gold in Ghana. So some of the gold mines, everything else, they're not doing it out of their goodness of their hearts. It's a totalitarian state. It's an authoritarian state. And I'm sorry, they're just, it just isn't going to be what everybody thinks it might be. Anybody that has any doubts, read up on it.
So let me see. Before we go, since we have more people watching, I can share that video again from the president. Let me share that again so you guys can hear.
Why are we bringing dollars in the middle of our trade?
Welcome to Candid Africa, truthful, unapologetic.
Let me say this. I think it is important for the trade ministers who are here. We are all struggling, and all our businessmen are struggling, and our traders are struggling to make payments for goods and services from one country to another because of differences in currencies. And in the middle of all this, we are all subjected to a dollar environment. Kenyans want to pay for Tanzanian goods in dollars. Tanzania wants to pay for DRC goods in dollars. Egypt wants to pay. Why are we bringing dollars in the middle of our trade? This is the question we should be asking ourselves. And in the process, all our business people are stranded. Egypt cannot pay for our tea because they are looking for dollars. We cannot pay for their sugar because we are also looking for dollars. And this is I had a conversation with President Orama of the Afri-Exim Bank, and they have built a mechanism where all our traders can trade in the local currency, and we leave it to the Africa Exim Bank to settle all the payments in local currency. We do not have to look for dollars. Our businessmen, our business people, our traders will concentrate on moving goods and services and leave the arduous task of currencies to Afrexim Bank. Although there has been introduction of several regional payment infrastructure in the continent, we lack a single system that seamlessly facilitates trade among all our nations, eliminating the obstacles posed by varying currencies. I am, however, delighted to note that Afrexim Bank, in its mandate to facilitate intra-Africa and extra-Africa trade, embarked on building a centralized payment and settlement system to support trade under the ACFTA. It is called the Pan-African Payments and Settlement System. Banks and payment providers can plug directly to it to enable secure and instant payment in local currency. The system is designed to reduce or eliminate the challenges of cross-border payments, and by so doing, accelerate intra-Africa trade. I know we're all trying to see, because of what the dollar has done to all our economies. The dollar has moved from less than 1% in the US to about 5.2%. With that movement, and I am told it is the steepest rise in interest rates ever since the US established their mechanism. That steep rise has caused us unnecessary trouble. I think it is important for us to figure out. Many of us are saying, oh, maybe we should move away from the dollar to the yuan. Maybe we should move away from the dollar to another currency. I suggest that we have a mechanism where we can settle all our payments, whether between our countries or externally, using our local currencies, and we have a mechanism like the one that has been put up by the Afrexim to settle all that, so that we don't have to be hostage to any one currency or the other.
That is.
Guys, if you ask me, he has a good idea, but we're gonna be watching to see if that's gonna work. What now? You saw the whole video. What'd you think?
Well, you ever heard the term of smoke and mirrors?
What did you say?
I said, have you ever heard the term of smoke and mirrors?
Smoke and mirrors?
Yeah, and it's an illusion. What he's saying is, dude, see, here's again, it goes back to the stability of the particular country. Now, he was making references to Egypt. Okay, Egypt, he's not complaining. If that was the case, then he could just do Egypt and Kenya could have an agreement to exchange in their own currencies for goods and services, right? And that's fine. Mm-hmm. They would probably do that. But what he wants is, he wants the big players like the U.S. and some of the other industrialized countries they want to get goods and sent in their dollars for those goods. And that's why the dollar exists as a medium currency of exchange, because it's the stability of the United States. So he's using examples in there of the countries over there and in that part of the world, and that's fine. And why is he complaining? He can just go ahead and do an agreement with Egypt, for their sugar or vice versa, whatever they're doing. He's basically complaining because he has to do U.S. dollars for the to the main players, Japan, United States, Canada. They all want to be able to work in U.S. dollars, and it's because of the stability of their currency which is the stability translates over the instability of the governments that are there. So, and like I said, there's a person behind the curtains there. You know, there's a person pulling levers behind the curtains where he was standing at, and it's China. That's what it is. I mean,
Wow.
I'm just giving a real honest conversation.
Mm.
Like,
1 second. Uni says that's right. We need to support positivity for the sake of our country's well-being. Thank you so much. Diane Star, I want to say thank you so much for the $15 super chat. Thank you for your continuous love and definite support of Life in Haiti. May God bless you. Thank you so much, Diane Star. Diane Star says, when I went to Nairobi in 2021, they accepted my American money. It's the same thing in Haiti. As of right now in Haiti, they are saying that everything should be done with good because this is Haiti and the good should have value, yada, yada, yada. But almost everywhere you go, things are priced in US dollars. So I don't see I don't see why that is. I told you Z1804 says China does nothing for free. They will own Africa. Oh. More Fortune says Black people refuse to work together, which is opportunities for foreigners. Okay. So a lot can be said about that, guys, because I think just the way we're not gonna make excuses. Okay, okay. The ultimate learning experience is wait, who actually believe that China intervenes and provides resources to countries like Ghana for the sake of kindness? Have you guys learned anything from history? Mm. Mm. The ultimate learning experience says I thought the same thing to Italian Stallion. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Stallion, so very much for joining me tonight on the live. You can say any last words before I let you go.
okay, just one last word about the topic.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why these countries look to China to come and borrow money and invest, because and the United States won't because of the instability of these places. Yeah, the United States is not going to go into a country where it's unstable and invest dollars, whether it's businesses or the government or anything else. But I also say, and then China is the one that will come in. They'll say, yes, oh, don't worry about the United States. We're your friend. We'll give you what you need. You want a new rail system? Gotcha. You want new highways? Oh, that's not a problem. You know, and here's the other thing, the other avocado about this whole thing. When China comes in and does a project, they bring in a lot of their own people to do it. They're not a lot of times they don't even hire the locals. So they're bringing in their own people from China to come into the country to perform the work that the governments are paying for in a way of a loan. So, you know, who's the winner and who isn't? China is actually creating their own jobs because they're bringing people in to do the projects that the government is paying for through loans and in debt to China. And I guess the other thing to look at is when the United States comes into other places and they do something, you know, the terms of the U.S. is nothing like China. You know, we've done forgiveness on loans in our country to other countries. China, I don't know if any country China's forgiven a loan that they ever did for anybody. I'm sorry, they're a totalitarian government. You know, I could go on and on and on, but they're not your friend. You know, they're not anybody's friend really at the end of the day. They have their own motive and everything, and I've seen it firsthand. So that's all I have to say.
Mm. Well, I don't know, guys, because this show can go on and on, but I will say this. The U.S. may come so friendly, but living in Haiti, because I think both of them do deals which benefits them. So a lot of people, a lot of other countries may be prone to letting China in because either way go, it is a debt. Don't forget that many Haitians, many banks were built in America on the backs of Haitian slaves. We didn't get no roads, we didn't get anything. All we got from France is we are needing to pay reparation for our freedom, and the US backed them up and put an embargo on our country. So I know that's a whole nother subject. However, we went through all of that and we didn't get no benefits from that. There was nothing that came out of that that benefited Haiti. So I could see why some countries probably would allow China to come in under these difficult deals because at least they will get development or something out of it. Look at how well the Bahamas is doing. Look at how well China is doing. It doesn't matter. For me, and this is solely my opinion, guys, this is no, I'm not for neither. But each of them have their own objective. Because the US, if you ask me as a US citizen, what have the US done for Haiti with all that Haiti have continued to do for them or allow them to do to us? Stallion,
I'm sorry, what was the question?
what have the US done for Haiti? You say that there's something in it for China, but the US do what they want to do in Haiti. What's in it? I mean, what are they doing here in Haiti? We're
They're
not
not
getting
making.
roads. We're not, I mean, we're not getting anything. At least China, they give something.
Well, yeah, China will invest in any country in the world. The more desperate the country is, the more China likes it. The stricter the terms they're gonna make. I'm just saying. I was watching another YouTube video about a week ago, and they were talking about in the Caribbean what countries are in debt the most to China, and it's actually Jamaica. Jamaica's in debt up to their wazoo to China, and like I said, if these governments weren't so corrupt and they actually operated with some good faith, they wouldn't need loans from China. And if they had some stability, they would attract investment from other countries, around the world. They wouldn't need to go to China. The problem is that the governments, they want to keep themselves corrupt and keep their pockets lined. In the meantime, when push comes to shove, they let China come in and do what they do, and then they're giving up the sovereignty of the country. Well, Kenya, like I said, don't quote me on this, but I think they have control of the port, and one of the ports there in Kenya, and along the Indian Ocean. So there's a catch in there with this whole thing. So it's like, I'm gonna say it's making a deal with the devil, but it's like right by that. I mean, if you get desperate enough, you'll do anything. And some of these countries are desperate, trying to do whatever you want, what terms you want, and they go along with it, and then eventually you have to pay the piper. And the cost that you have to pay you're really in a worse situation than you were if you didn't do it at all and try to straighten out within the government and getting the finances straight or attracting investment from other sources. Yeah, one thing you have to understand too, China, and anybody can Google this and find out. China has a social score. You know what a social score is in China? You know how it operates?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay, social score. Everybody has this. This is where Big Brother watches you. In China, they have what they call a social score system, where if you have a complaint with the government, let's just say you have some sort of complaint with land or something like that, and maybe you were supposed to go to a regional government to file the complaint, but because the regional government's not listening to you, you just skip it altogether and go to the central government. Well, that will put a point on your social score, and the lower your social score is, the less you have access to the better schools, the jobs, and the loans, and everything else. So they're micromanaging you in the worst way. So that's to keep you in line. Okay. And that's what China does. I mean, that's just real talk. That's exactly what they do. They control you in that method, and your social score is low enough, then you go to their quote re-education camp or whatever they want to call it. There, to get you to the company line. This is what they're trying. This is the indoctrination that they try to have you. They put on other countries when they want things to do. In there, they're creeping into these countries, and they're basically putting their value system into those countries, whether they realize it or not. I mean, the United States doesn't do that. I haven't seen that. Where they go in and they indoctrinate you into some, methodology and whatever else. I mean, but you have to understand why other countries aren't investing in these countries. Because of the corruption, the instability of the governments that are there. How many times have we seen NGOs come down to Haiti and invest to do something, and then you find out all the money was pissed away? Was put in the pocket of the politicians. It goes on and on and on. Haiti's is not the only problem. There's other governments too around the world, and this is what happens. Once you get burned enough, they say, no, hey, we don't want to deal with that. Then these other countries aren't putting in these draconian provisions in their contracts. Like China does. China's going to take a piece of you. So if you only have to pay twofold to the United States for a loan, you're going to pay tenfold to China, and then some.
Wow. Okay. Great show from More Fortune. Says shout out to Stallion. Shout out to you. Guys, if you've yet to give this live a like, please do so. And for those that are watching, guys, don't forget, I am on a mission to give from our last upload to assist the 42-year-old guy from Cap Haitian. So, pour moun au Cap Mweyo, pa bliye sou te gade denye video mwen lage, mesye an li te vini e li mande ed. Toujou di nou, e ba mwen kal chache, e ba mwen ki vraiment ba ap chache sa. Men, ou ba jam konen kote moun na ap jwen benediksyon, e avek tout abone sa yo mwen gen, mwen mande pou chaque monde, même si c'est $1 ou tabay, 100 moun ba $1, parce que nous déjà gen un monde qui campé, qui dit que lui-même li a bay 50 pour aider messieurs ça. So, pas oublier, guys. Arlene says, remember you can donate via Cash App, Danny0529. Tarifa Kawwood says, it's good to buy Ukrainian money right now because of the oil. Okay. I was reading somewhere that the highest currency wasn't the U.S. currency. It was a currency out of Kuwait. Have you heard that?
No. I mean, there's other countries that have their average wealth is higher, per capita. I don't know if it's Kuwait. I think the UAE, over there has a very high average income, but it's a very small country. I think with the country they had the Olympics at, or the World Soccer, they have a lot of wealth over there. A couple of those Middle Eastern countries, those little teeny countries, UAE, and I think there's one other one over there. Kuwait, I'm not sure about Kuwait. That was. But I mean, United States isn't the end all of everything. I mean, but other countries are very small. They're not really significant on the world stage, but within their country, they have a lot of wealth. And in their case, because of oil, but a lot of those countries too, they reinvest, and Kuwait might be one of them. A lot of them, they get their oil profits. They reinvest in the world market and make money. They're reinvesting money they have instead of just, blowing it, I guess, or doing other things with it. They're pretty good business people in that respect. They reinvest the money that they do. So, and they have a lot of profits they have a small populations, and they have an awful lot of profits coming in because of the oil.
Diane,
it's tourism too.
Tourism, okay. Guyana's doll says when anything happens, they call U.S. troops, not Chinese troops. Facts. That part. Guyana's doll, people should visit China and see for themselves. And that I have also watched. That's why I say there's no big or no small there because if you ask me, there's a lot of racism from what I see coming out of China also. So stuff is just really, guys, not really equal. That's why my opinion is, speaking from Haiti and speaking for Haiti, you should every country need to get it together to make sure that they do what's best for the citizens in that country because they are doing what's best for them. America is doing what's best for America. And I think it's about time that Haiti do the same. The enemy of my enemy is my friend will backfire. Wow. The enemy of my enemy is my friend will backfire. All right, all right. More Fortune says, I don't blame China at all. They're getting in where they fit in. Yes, it's the business mentality. Ocean Earth said, what has America done for Haiti? At least China built roads that can be used. If you are a business owner, you can use that road to transport your goods. I kind of feel the same way, Ocean Earth. I mean, I feel a lot has been done to the people of Haiti. And after it's done to us, we are still told that it was our fault. And I believe that all of that have played a role into why Haiti is in the position it's in, even though, yes, by now we should be at least heading out of that rut. But we know, guys, it's a process. I wish we were like the Chinese and Mexicans. Olivia Harris, hello, how's it going, sis? There's a high price to pay with China. Don't trust them. Hmm. Start learning Cantonese. What language is that? Chinese own Jamaican ports as well for 30 years concession agreement. Yoli Bruti says nothing is free in this world. That's why we need security in our country because we don't need nobody. Haitian diaspora only can rebuild and make Haiti great again. Yeah, c'est vrai. Guyana's doll say yes. China owns part of Uganda and Zimbabwe. I was in Benin and they had Chinese signs. I was like, what? How do I read this? There is a Chinatown in every country. They ready. They represent. Tarifa says, I have invested in Ukrainian money because I believe the money will double. U.S. will never do right by brown-skinned people. It's that simple. My daughter is Native Indian, and she is just a baby. Hmm.
Okay, let me interject one thing here. When you do an agreement, when a government does an agreement with China in these countries like Haiti and Ghana and these other places, here's what happens in the end game. You don't find out until it's too late. Let's just take Haiti, for example. China says, don't worry about the United States and France and everybody else. No badmouth and say, you don't need them. We'll come and we'll help you. We're here to help. Okay. They give a $10 billion loan to do. They ask the government, what do you want us to do here? We got $10 billion. We'll loan you. And, we want roads. We want this and that. Okay. What happens is, a part of that, maybe $3 billion of that dollars goes into corrupt politicians' pockets. And then the $7 billion actually goes to what it is. And then, you're not getting value for your dollar because they're stealing a lot of it, the governments. So they're happy. They're more than happy to sign these agreements. And then what happens is the people look at it and say, okay, well, I thought these extra roads were supposed to be built. Well, we ran out of money. Well, you find out later, these guys are catching flights to France and Quebec and these other places. you find out where the money went. So what happens is now China doesn't care at the end. You guys take the money and pocket it, you spend it on the project or whatever it is. We don't care. We have an agreement. We get we get a slice of your country or the resource if this isn't paid back. Period. So this is how this all plays out at the end of the day. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is until the governments get their own act together, they shouldn't be taking out any loans with anybody, more or less China. They're the last ones I would ever take a loan out with. Because they're putting themselves in a situation they can't get out of. Trust me on that one.
The ultimate learning experience says China actually have public cameras watching their citizens. If you disobey a rule, they deduct points from your social credit score. I want to say, guys, that the social credit score, but even people in the US, guys, I hope you guys don't think that there's not public cameras that's watching you as a citizen. Even though it could be both ways, it could be a level of protection. However, there is cameras there watching citizens in the US also. Do you think I'm wrong for saying that?
Well, they're watching for different reasons. Most of those cameras.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, most of those cameras are in usually high crime areas or areas that have been problems in the past. China's got cameras everywhere. If they could put one in your bedroom, they would do it. It's like I said, it's a totalitarian state. Nobody's elected over there. Everybody's anointed, not appointed. And they just operate, under a different thing. Now, granted, they've gotten more efficient, they've gotten more skilled over the years. But again, that doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. When they come to another country to, quote, help them, you have to understand something. These governments that are accepting China's loans, they're lining their own pockets. At the end of the day, if things go bad, they can flee to another country and move that wealth over to a Swiss bank account or whatever. I mean, it's happened before, it'll happen again. So even if they did take the loan, even the money's not going to go towards the project of whatever it's supposed to be going towards. It's going the corruption, and China doesn't care. They hope you default on the loans because that $10 billion that was lent to Haiti, and the politicians pocketed so much, and they fly off to these other places when things get when heat hits. China doesn't care because they're going to get $50 billion back in land or resources as a result of it. So they actually hope that they default on these loans so they can come in and take parts of the country or resources.
I have seen Chinese in Spanish countries too. It's not just Africa or Caribbean. I had cryptocurrency, but it's too unstable. Z1804 says America is not perfect, but they give every country, China, Russia, Haiti, humanitarian aid. In fact, Haiti over 2 million every year. Check the facts. I believe it's that money that keeps Haiti in the state that it's in too. Because as long as you could keep it like that, then that money will keep coming in. But I do think there should be a system which holds people accountable. The only difference too you notice with China, Stallion, is that when they make a deal and you say you're going to build roads, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, do they actually go in themselves and build the roads? Because when you look at Jamaica, they have developed Jamaica. Bahamas, it has been developed in other areas that you hear have done deals with them. So why is it that the United States cannot monitor and hold people accountable for the aid that they give?
Well, look at it this way. When the United States has agreements with these other countries, they don't ask for your soul on there. It's not the American way. We don't ask. The America doesn't ask for parts of the country or tag as a lien against the gold like they have in Ghana or something else. They don't do that. That isn't the way the United States does business. China, again, doesn't care. They do not care whatsoever. And anybody can find out where China's forgiving loans to these countries. I love to see it. They can, email Marie on it. They're not giving nothing. They want their money. You better have my money or else. And they got it written in the agreements, and like I said, they're taking the resources. China hopes that they default on the loans, because so they can go in and claim the assets, and the assets are a lot greater than the loan they gave to start with. And then all of a sudden, like I said, China has a lot of influence. They start getting influence. Whoever controls the money and the land and the resources controls the politics. And pretty soon they have legislators in these countries that are pro-Chinese. Next thing you know, it's a requirement to learn Chinese in the public schools. And pretty soon, China wants to put in their social score. So now everybody has a social score in these other countries. I mean, it goes on and on. Power is money. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
More Fortune says, hold on a second. Guys, we're almost on for 2 hours. I wasn't expecting to go so long, but everyone's interacting and enjoying the show, and so am I. So I will continue for a little bit longer. Z says, okay, we got there. Transition to tech says, stop the corruption and there will be no need for Chinese or any loans. The diaspora need to find a way to financially fund boots on the ground efforts in their home country to flip these governments. I agree. We need people to be held accountable, guys. It's kind of really weird how you hear about this big amounts of money coming into a country from another country, and there is nobody to supervise or hold people accountable. Because in return, when that loan, like Stallion is sharing, is not paid back, then the people, the citizens of that country, is the ones that pay for it at its highest. So, yeah, we should get it together and really stop taking loans. More Fortune says Kiwadi dinner is the highest. Yeah, is that out of Kuwait? I don't know, because I read that somewhere. He is low. Yes, Kuwait is. I brought their dollars as well. Yeah, guys. So check that out because I was just doing a little research and stumbled on that. Z1804 says they're splitting it. As presidents, prime ministers, and senators of Haiti, Martelly Lamont and Jean Dresson get a majority of the take in the Haitian banking system. Humanitarian aid buys fear mongering, compliance, and complicity in the country receiving the aid. Tarifa Carwood says it's so sad they are taking over Jamaica to the Chinese. I visited. It was wow the way they treat the folks. Sad. Transition to Texas. What happens when those roads that China builds become toll roads for citizens because the government defaulted on loans? Yeah. But see, if governments like Haiti would use their funding to build their own roads and actually create toll roads where we continue to make more money within the country, that would be something that you would avoid all of that. Yoli Bruti says the aid money is for the corrupt politician, and most of the money returned to other countries to buy houses and investment. Peuple a toujours été déquéqué. Yeah, but anyway, l'argent sa yo ap tombe, peuple a vraiment pas joindre nan kop sa yo, et misère arrêté nan misère. Transition to text says citizens will have to pay a toll to use the once free roads. China come in, yes, it's a business deal. Chinese build roads which can be used by the citizens to create business and opportunities. Independent pulmonary. Thank you so much, guys. For you all that are watching, if you have yet to hit the subscribe button on this channel, please do so, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button for those that are watching and those that will watch. Please share this content with others, guys. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Tarifa says, did you guys hear about the Chinese balloons that was watching America? Ask him about that. Did you hear about that?
Well, that's politics. You know, that's every country spies on everybody. I mean, trying to put a balloon over, okay. You know, the thing is, it came out later, and this is when I was in Ghana last year. You know, because I met with the former ambassador at Wife Number One's house, and we're watching TV, and he made a comment about Ukraine. You know, because we can get CNN over there. You know, and one of the things he asked me something, and just what I know about the government, working in government, I told him, I said, you know, they can say all day long that the United States is not involved, you know, because we're just sending money and all that. The United States, they came out later, they had advisors on the ground, military advisors on the ground in Ukraine early on. That, you know, they were training people outside, like there's Ukrainians come to the States, you know, to learn how to operate some of the equipment and some like in Germany and some other stuff. But they had people on the ground early on in Ukraine, you know, when this whole thing started, you know, but the media was always in the State Department was always putting out this information saying they weren't. So, you know, everybody does that to everybody. You know, we got allies that spy on each other. Case in point, there was an agent from Israel that was spying on the United States that we caught, you know, and we're supposed to be friends with Israel. So everybody does it, you know, to try to, I mean, the balloon, okay, you know, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, they tried to get away with it and they didn't. They got caught finally.
Wow. China don't even import immigrants. They are homogeneous. They not for that. That says a lot too. Tarifa Cowwood says, you guys, okay, hold on. Try to get to everybody's comment, guys. That part, Italian stallion, it is not like those in power in Haiti have not been pocketing aid that are meant to help the Haitians. Speaking. But what about the schools? The schools in Haiti. In Haiti are not doing well, and the children are desperate for education. That's one of that's a big thing. I only thing I know, guys, is here with Life in Haiti. I do my best to do my part. So whatever happens, I always share with you guys from this day forward. I know that I gave my best, and I encourage everyone to just do their best because education is a major issue in our country. You do have young, smart kids that cannot go to school. And not only that, professors are not being paid and are underpaid. So it's a discouraging job even for professors. And I know there's many of you guys that's in the teaching business. You already know that that is a problem all over the world, teachers that are being underpaid. So imagine them being really underpaid in a country like Haiti. So sometimes I'm not going to even go there, but I just want to encourage you guys to support organizations that are doing positive things in Haiti. it takes us to continue to do positive things because children, they deserve to go to school. They deserve to learn to read and write. And I'm a Haitian child. Their life matters also, guys. So it takes us. And if we're just waiting on the government, if we're waiting on the senators, politicians, all these grand people to come down and save the average everyday Haitian child life, and we're gonna watch this whole country just deteriorate. I want to thank you too, Stallion, for coming by and spending this awesome 2 hours on the live with me. I'll say thank you, and we will definitely do this again. Thank you for coming. I kept you the whole show. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
You too. You too. So, guys, yes, like I was saying, it takes us to do positive things and to play a role, guys, in the change in which we want to see anywhere around the world. So I just want to say thank you all so much. I kept you guys 2 hours today. I enjoyed the live today. I don't know if you guys enjoyed it, but if you watched it this far, you enjoyed it too. So don't forget to hit that like button, guys, and please share. As I always say, guys, be kind to one another. Happy birthday to anyone who is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, guys. May the Lord bless you with many more. Be kind to one another, guys. Don't go to sleep upset. Tell somebody you love them. Until next time, look out for upcoming uploads, guys, from Cap Haitian. And I hope you enjoy the uploads from Cap Haitian. And also let me know if it's somewhere you'd like for us to visit in Cap Haitian before we leave. You guys be blessed. Y'all have a blessed one, guys.